Welcome to the Foundry by Forge College. Picking up right where we left off in our last lesson on vulnerability identification, we're going to synthesize all those custom rules, automated pipelines, and reports you've been building into a fully realized end-to-end orchestration workflow. Look, when you're auditing complex Web3 ecosystems, you naturally generate just a massive amount of fragmented data. So today, we're bringing all the elements of advanced static analysis together. The goal? So you can step into the threat modeling phase armed with concrete, perfectly packaged evidence rather than a bunch of disjointed notes.
Now I want you to imagine this. You've just found a critical access control bypass in a major DeFi protocol during an audit. Amazing work, right? But here's the real question. How do you actually prove that bug works to someone else? You can't just toss a text file with a snippet of code over the fence to a threat modeler, cross your fingers and expect them to guess your environment variables or figure out the exact scanner version you used. It's incredibly frustrating, it's super error-prone, and honestly, it completely stalls the entire attack simulation process.
So, to solve that exact problem, here's our blueprint for this explainer. First, we'll dive into the handoff dilemma, then look at the core framework to collect, annotate, and preserve. After that, we'll unbox what I like to call the exploit meal kit. Then we'll index it with the artifact manifest, automate our audit bundle, and finally, get ready for threat modeling. Let's jump in.
Section 1. The handoff dilemma. We're looking at the messy report versus the perfect package.
Handing over a messy report that just says, unsafe external call found without any underlying context, well, it's exactly like throwing loose flour and a raw egg at a threat modeler and telling them to make dinner. Good luck with that. What we actually want to give them is an exploit meal kit, a completely reproducible bundle. This bundle contains the raw JSON outputs, the test harness, and the exact custom rules source. Everything is pre-measured, organized, and totally ready to cook.
Moving to Section 2. Collect, annotate, and preserve. This is the core framework of orchestration, which makes sure your valuable findings actually survive well beyond a single fleeting CI run.
Basically, there are three mechanical responsibilities of orchestration when we're securing smart contracts. Step 1 is collect. The pipeline has to gather raw outputs from every security tool plus the exact scanner version and the input snapshot. Step 2 is annotate. You've got to add the minimal lineage metadata, like who ran the scan, the exact commit SHA of the protocol being tested, and the timestamp. And step 3 is preserve. You need to store these artifacts in a durable location so they don't just vanish into thin air the second the build server restarts. The real mindset shift here is that you have to treat each analysis component as a first-class artifact. Seriously. Whether it's a static analyzer's raw output, some intermediate debug trace, or a Foundry test harness, it absolutely needs version, metadata, and provenance attached to it. If you adopt this philosophy, it completely eliminates that dreaded, well, it works on my machine excuse when you pass your vulnerabilities down the line to the red team.
Section 3. The exploit meal kit. Let's talk about packaging the perfect artifact bundle for the next team.
So let's unbox this meal kit together. Every bundle you make must meet a minimum contract. You need the scanner raw output, the custom rule source you wrote to actually find the Web3 exploit, the annotated debug report, and of course, your reproducible test harness. You also need all the required metadata, specifically tool versions, rule IDs, and finding traces, all kept under a strict long-term retention policy. And hey, by the way, if you really want to master how to generate these specific components from scratch, exploring Forge College's other programs is a fantastic way to level up your smart contract auditing skills.
Section 4. The artifact manifest. This is your single source of truth recipe card.
By definition, the artifact manifest is a lightweight JSON format index. It clearly enumerates every single retained file sitting in your bundle. Think of it kind of like the menu. When a threat modeler opens your bundle to simulate a blockchain attack, they read this JSON manifest to select exactly which test harness to execute first. It saves them from having to dig blindly through an endless maze of nested folders.
Now, to make that manifest truly bulletproof, it requires some minimal provenance metadata. It needs the tool name, the scanner version, the specific command line arguments used, the commit SHA to show exactly what version of the smart contract was tested, and finally, the timestamp. If you attach these specific fields, your findings become completely deterministic and fully replayable by anyone on your team. No more guesswork.
Section 5. Automating the audit bundle. Let's look at the CI/CD assembly line logic. Let's be totally realistic here. Nobody wants to manually assemble JSON files and zip folders every single time they run a Web3 vulnerability scan. You implement this by using a final continuous integration job step to package all these artifacts into a compressed tar file automatically. You just write a simple bash script that assumes the earlier pipeline steps, place the tool outputs into predictable directories, and you let the automation do all the heavy lifting for you. If we translate that script logic into plain English, it's actually pretty simple. First, it initializes the JSON manifest with a timestamp and commit SHA. Second, it collects your scanner outputs in custom rules. Third, and this is absolutely vital, it enforces the presence of the debug report. The script should literally throw an error and fail fast if that report is missing. Finally, it zips the whole shebang into a neat little archive.
Which brings us to our final section, Section 6, Ready for Threat Modeling, taking it from a static finding to an executable reproduction.
Now put yourself in the shoes of the threat modeler, who just received your beautifully packaged bundle. For them, the workflow is completely frictionless. Step 1, extract the bundle. Step 2, launch a container environment, maybe just typing Docker compose up. Step 3, run your repro test harness. And Step 4, immediately observe the failing assertion or state change on the smart contract. There is zero guessing and absolutely no rebuilding required.
The operational benefits here are just massive. You get a frictionless handoff between your security teams, you suffer far fewer reruns of expensive, compute-heavy static scans, and you establish a deterministic pathway right from a simple static finding to a full executable reproduction. Doing this groundwork up front saves incredible amounts of time and money during advanced attack simulations.
So, if there's one crucial point I want you to remember from this entire explainer, it's this. The bundle turns a hypothesis into an executable experiment. Instead of just saying an unsafe external call might exist in the protocol, you're handing over the definitive, executable proof that it absolutely does.
So what's next? Are you ready to translate this reproducible evidence into structured attacker narratives? Because that is exactly what we're going to tackle in the next module on threat modeling. Thank you so much for joining me. Be sure to visit forge.college to learn more about this subject, dive deeper into advanced smart contract security, and explore tons of other fascinating Web3 topics. Keep building, keep securing, and I'll see you in the next one.